Lalit Ambedkar, Kashmiri activist, Binay Singh, political analyst, and Sunaina Holi, social activist, are all joining us on the show. I want to go across to Sunaina first up because essentially what has happened in the Supreme Court earlier today, Sunaina, is that the individual's right, the citizen's right against harassment, whether it is any powers that be, legislature, executive, or others, has been upheld by the Supreme Court today. Now, you've been facing several cases in Maharashtra for being critical of the government in power. What do you have to say of the stance that the Supreme Court has taken today?
See, Shivani, I'll tell you what the court, not only the Supreme Court, Magistrate Court, tomorrow High Court will also take the same stance because this is a conspiracy and everybody can see that whatever is happening to Arnab or the citizens is illegal. The government of Maharashtra might feel victorious by arresting him, putting him in jail, torturing him, torturing us for a moment. But the moment we go to the court is there to protect us. We will win the battle in the court. So this victory for them is momentary and they should realize this and stop this harassment. Hundreds of FIRs for one man. Is he a terrorist? No, he is not. Has he murdered somebody? No. You are reopening the case without a court order. That itself shows how desperate and insecure this government is. So we are going to win. I am 100% sure. I am cooperating with the police and I have not shied away, run away from anything. I'm not going to run away because I know that I have not done anything wrong. It is my absolute right to express my views and so is Arnab or so is anybody else's. So all this will have a very bad end. This government has to be dismissed and this atrocity has no place in 2020. This is not 1975. We are in 2020 and we have the right. This is digital India and they should understand that people are not going to keep quiet. They can silence our voice, okay? 3, 4, 5 people, 10 people. But how many are they going to shut? Because they shut us and there are lakhs and crores of people who will speak up on our behalf.
Kudos to you as well, Sunaina, for standing tall. The question or, the issue that has been remarked upon multiple times since this witch hunt of sorts started against Republic TV is that, Republic TV is an institution, of course, and journalists are in public life and in media limelight. They can perhaps have an avenue to speak. Certain individuals, the way they're being clammed upon, do not have the same stage. And we can say that for people like you, people like Sameer Thakkar, and there are others. Of course, all cases that are legal cases, please, the law of the land will take its course. But is it the law of the land that is taking its course? That's the big question right now. And I want to go across to Lalit Ambedkar also, because you look at so many aspects, Lalit. In this case, for example, an old closed case was reopened. Now the police is facing questions, how did they do that? Then they come out and arrest Arnab Goswami in the manner that they did. The police is facing questions now from several statutory bodies and otherwise on how they did that, why they did that. You look at the way the case was reopened. It was at the behest of the state government, the Home Minister. You also look at what's happening, for example, in the TRP case. There is an alleged witness coercion tape by the Mumbai police to implicate Republic TV. There is now Hansa research that has gone on to court saying that we are being pressurized to implicate Republic TV. So this is not the law of the land. The Mumbai police is firmly in dock and so is the state government.
Shivani, how ironic. Today it had to be Harish Salve who is fighting in the International Court of Justice to save the life of Kulbhushan Yadav, who is being jailed, incarcerated in theo-fascistic, theo-Islamic Pakistan. And he has to defend the leading journalist of India, right, on the Indian soil, supposedly being run by law of the land under secular constitution and the Supreme Court of India. Look, how I'm glad this is the people are reacting now. The court has intervened and court is coming up with some observations, serious observations. And also the people, the politicians have started speaking. Otherwise, how was it happening? Brazen misuse of law right under the watch of the custodians of law, that is Constitution of India, which is held by the Parliament of India and the Supreme Court of India. This is too much. And I tell you, I repeat, this is not about Arnab Goswami as an individual. It's not about Republic Television as a platform. This is an assault on resurgent India. This is a desperate attempt to control the media narrative that prevailed before 2000. They want to restore the same narrative that prevailed prior to 2014. That is the target. This is a target on 130 crore Indians. I tell you, yesterday when we started campaign from Jantar Mantar, India stands to Arnab. You should have seen spontaneous response from the people, ordinary people, walkers around. We had very short time and we mobilized it. And can you imagine the kind of response? Everybody says their Hindi, English, and every possible language that we stand with Arnab Goswami, because Arnab Goswami's sentiment resonates with the rest of India. But I want to continue. Now that everybody is, I'm very glad other journalists have started one by one coming forward. So my favorite journalists, who I've been pleading all these days that if you don't speak now, you'll be the next target of it, because it's not against Arnab Goswami. I say this is to muzzle nationalistic voices in India. I appeal to the Parliament of India. I appeal to the Supreme Court of India to establish an SIT to go into the details of this. You had on your sting operation Nawab Malik. He's a minister in this government. And today you have also reported that it was codenamed as Operation Arnab. Damn it! Operation Arnab to apprehend the most known, today I can say for granted, the most known journalists in India and across the world from India. And you had to deploy 40 armed AK-47 armed soldiers to capture him and manhandle him. And I strongly condemn comparing it with emergency. No one, I repeat, no one was pulled by hair during the emergency days. This is not even fascism, because fascists have a written protocol. They did not follow anything. This, I also am grateful to God Almighty. I don't know what they had in plans, doing it early in the morning under the leadership of that encounter specialist. I'm grateful to God Almighty that Arnab Goswami has survived an attack on his life. Another encounter. Yes, everything gone. Everything would have been.
This is in fact worse than emergency, as several people have pointed out. Those who have lived the emergency, because this is undeclared emergency. Under the garb of being in government and in power, people, the powers that be, are doing this. I also want to introduce Major General K.K. Sinha joining us on the show. But before that, we have some more messages from Arnab Goswami.
The idea of the Republic Network is an idea of not just a channel, but a movement that stands for a new India. And they hate it when I say I am a nationalist. Everyone must be a nationalist to be a journalist. What is wrong with that? Oh, why are you number one? Why are you number one in ratings? What is your problem? Why do you get more advertising? What is your problem? Hate the idea of a strong nationalist India, viewers, these people. And therefore, the Republic Media Network is a millstone around their neck, where they can manage and manipulate anyone, threaten anyone, put anything. Everyone has skeletons to hide. So it doesn't work with me because I have nothing to hide. And I and this network, we are the new age media organizations like the Republic Media Network. And we are sworn to use the privilege of broadcasting news to the nation as an opportunity to defeat all the nation's enemies. And some may ask me, why do you say nation wants to know? Who gave you that right? Who and what has given you, Arnab, the right to fight for the nation? Well, it was a right that I received the day I was born on the soil of this country as a free citizen of this great country. They think I am alone. And because they think they can get away with everything, because Arnab is alone, because the Lutyens media is not with me, that's why they are taking these chances. Well, they are correct. The Lutyens media is not with me. They were never with me. They were never with me when we exposed the Commonwealth Games scam. They were never with me when we exposed Adarsh. They were never with me when I exposed Devasys Rao. They were never with me when I asked Dr. Manmohan Singh. about his ineptitude, about his corruption. They were never with me then. But so what? I am Republic, and so are you. You are Republic, and so am I. This is a thought. They don't just want to kill a channel. They want to kill the thought. But the thought will not die. Will not die. It's not been born to wilt away.
Binay Singh is also with us. Illegality after illegality is happening in full public view. Politically, people are asking the question, Binay, exactly where is the Maharashtra government getting its bravado from?
Shivani, look, the pressure tactics of this Jungle Raj government, it doesn't work on the courts. The courts always go by the facts, they go by the papers, and that is exactly what the court is doing. And the country, this country will be governed by the law. It will govern by its constitution. It can't be.
No, but it's not happening in Maharashtra, Binay Singh. I want to understand, what are the checks and balances?
No,
everything that has happened so far hasn't really happened in the full ambit of the law. Is the political system so weak to continue to allow this?
That neither the courts nor the constitution of this country will allow at any stage that this country will be governed in the manner of Italian mafia or Colombian drug lords. And the Maharashtra government and the Mumbai police is in a hurry. And when you are in a hurry, you don't care for the system. You don't care for the higher authorities. You don't care for the courts. And that was the reason that for reopening a closed case, the Mumbai police, the Maharashtra police, they don't seem necessary to take permission of the lower court. They didn't took the DGP, the Maharashtra DGP, into the loop. He was not informed about that a closed case is going to be opened. And you are talking about encounter specialist. Who this encounter specialist is? He himself was charged with murder in 2004. And after 16 years, he was reinstated by a review committee headed by the Mumbai Police Commissioner, Mr. Parambir Singh. And between that...
All of that I understand. Binay Singh, the question that people are asking is that in front of their eyes, these illegalities are happening. It is eroding the faith of the people in the systems. How weak can the political system at large be to continue to allow this? The politicians also have to take responsibility.
Yes, 10 seconds.
And I will come to that point. I have to slip into a very short break. But I'm sorry, Lalit, I have to slip into a very short break. But I will, of course, push on this point in just a bit. KK Sinha is also with us. Major General, what do you have to say about what the so-called Progressive Alliance in Maharashtra really thinks of citizen freedoms and rights, even as it continues to chime, of course, about democracy, about constitutions? Remember, it's three parties in power: the Shiv Sena, the NCP, the Congress. Ordinarily, you would assume that would lead to greater checks and balances. But actually what has happened is that the law book has been thrown out of the window completely.
Shivani, to start at, I'm totally aghast. I'm flabbergasted. I'm totally shocked. I've been monitoring minute to minute, time to time, and every detail. The way the whole thing is proceeding, and the way when we are saying that India is emerging, this is the resurgent India, this is a new India, but it is even a better in a banana republic. You are talking about political system. Are we remaining the same? What happened to Lieutenant Colonel Prohit? It is worse than that. It is happening in the media glare. When it happened that time, no one. And who was the main culprit? It is the people who are responsible to provide the security. It's the same police force, the rotten police force. How can they take that, advantage of that? How can they be playing in the hand of the, you ask the political system in Maharashtra. They have been playing that time, they have been playing now. That time they were playing because Arnav is not an individual. Republic is not a media house which is standalone mode. It is the voice of India. It is the voice which is bringing the change which we require. If the India has to progress, the way the Republic is bringing out the issues after issues, everyone had a hope that this is the media it will take. I will tell you, it is a deeper correspondence. Don't go what is I've been hearing. You know, when Arnav raises the issue of Pakistan, raises the issue of China, challenging them. When the drug mafias,
Yes. So you're
they are not
essentially
sitting here
saying-
in Bombay. They are sitting somewhere across. They are the last to laugh. They are
You're
last to
essentially
laugh.
saying that this is,
The people,
in fact,
even
a
the China hand,
fight
you'll
of
find that it
ecosystems.
is in this.
The establishment that is too used to running the things as per its wishes and
Shivani.
ways is what is hitting back. The establishment that has been challenged over the last few years. We'll, of course, continue to talk on this and deliberate more. I do have to slip into a very short break. I request all of you to stay with us. Thanks a lot for staying with us. Major General K.K. Sinha, Lalit Ambardar, Binay Singh and also Sunaina Holi all continue to be with us. But before that, first up, a few messages from Arnab Goswami.
I, Arnab Goswami, after 24 years in the media, after breaking the biggest scams in the country, after having given his life to serve the nation, after having fought the anti-nationals, after having exposed the biggest stories, today my crime is that I built my own organization. We hire 1,000 people. We are not a normal news organization because we are a journalist-owned organization. So it is being told to me that I am a robber. So I stand before you today. I want justice today, viewers. Enough is enough. I stand before you with my book of accounts. I want justice in this country. Viewers, you have supported me through thick and thin, through my entire career. You may agree or disagree with my views, but no one can question our integrity. Which is why, since the 8th of October, you have stood by me as we have battled. You have stood by me as we have battled strongly, with faith and belief on our side, a combination of these evil forces. And tonight, I am personally, with all humility and seriousness, requesting you to find some way of teaming up with me. I am requesting you, wherever you are watching me tonight, through the 24 years of my journalistic career, through my 16 years of hard work as editor-in-chief of leading media houses, through the last 3.5 years of intense work and effort as a media entrepreneur, as the editor-in-chief of a self-made media network called the Republic Media Network, the #1 network we have proven today, I want you to join me in some form tonight, in the knowledge that after this expose, these papers, that far from any illegal financial transactions, the wind beneath our wings is our hard-fought viewership and our unimpeachable and unquestionable integrity. I request you, viewers, to start a campaign now in whichever way you can.
The Bombay High Court, as I mentioned, will resume the hearing against Arnab Goswami's arrest at 12 noon tomorrow. But earlier today, very strong arguments were made on behalf of Arnab Goswami by his lawyers, calling the entire arrest and proceedings in this specific case based on complete illegalities. Even the CJM order, as the remand was executed, has also been cited. The CJM itself has remarked that the arrest seems illegal. And of course, no proper ground has been made by the police to argue for police custody, which is why it was not granted. No connection has been made between the incident of the suicide and the role of Arnab Goswami. Of course, there are several precedents in these matters where inquiry can happen, but the manner in which the arrest has taken place has shocked the entire country. I want to take final comments from all our guests. I request you to please be brief. Sunaina, I want to come to you. I was asking the question about the brazenness of the Maharashtra government. What does the ordinary Maharashtrian feel about this?
Maharashtrians are actually, they're angry. They have not seen Maharashtra like this ever before. this is Maharashtra, where it's a financial hub. From all other cultures, people have settled down here. There is a freedom of speech. What never happened in last 70 years has happened in these 7 months. So this is not going to be tolerated by Maharashtrians here. This is the end, and this government has to be dismissed. And this is what every single Maharashtrian is feeling today. They are ashamed of this behavior, this brazenness, and this gundagardi. This is not going to be tolerated. I'm sorry.
All right. Binay Singh, what happens when the protectors of law become the ones who break the law, as has been established in many cases, many instances as far as the witch hunt against Republic TV is concerned? So many illegalities. Don't forget that the Mumbai police is being accused, not by Republic TV, but by several others, of coercion and pressure.
This state-sponsored police terrorism has come a long way, and I'm sure that they have come to a dead end. They have created a mess. They are stuck up. They have no answer. They themselves have become a big question in themselves. And you know, I'm sure that the courts of India is going to make sure to Parambir Singh and the Maharashtra government, they are going to make them realize that Maharashtra is not their private property and they are not above law. The Human Rights Commission, let them explain the Human Rights Commission. The Human Rights Commission has asked for the papers from the Raigad police to show them the papers from the magistrate, the permission from the magistrate. Let the Legislative Assembly of Maharashtra reply to the contempt notice from the Supreme Court. Let them explain that why they were torturing Hansa Group, though they were whistleblowers in the TRP scam case. So they can't explain anything. They have created a mess of the whole things. And I think this is a dead end. And tomorrow the court is going to
I
make
have to
it
take
very,
final comments
very
from
loud
Lalit
clear.
and Major General KK Sinha also. Lalit, you wanted to come in. Please make your final comments.
Quickly, I take 2 points. First of all, I am personally moved and touched by what is being done to Arnav Goswami, because I've been an activist for 30 years. You know, there's not a single auditorium. Before the onset of nationalistic media, we used to struggle to even write letter to the editors. They made me learn Cambridge English to satisfy their English language demands, so to let my letters appear in the press. That was the only alternative voice on Kashmir in the leading newspapers of India. Then there wasn't any single auditorium in Delhi where the discourse, or the television channel in India, where the discourse would not be about whether India should bend or compromise in Kashmir. That was taken for granted. The discourse would be how much India could be goaded to bend. And there would be Pakistanis sermonizing us, sitting on Indian channel, well, you compromise, otherwise we'd let loose our Taliban from that place. This nationalistic voice, nationalistic standard of sentiment was pioneered by Arnav Goswami. That is what it irks our enemies. When General says that it's an external enemy, I believe, I have been saying this. I believe, I have an apprehension that Karachi project that oversaw 9/11, saw 26/11 massacre has been revived. And then also today, when you talk about the Mumbai police, the understanding we have about police works under political establishment. And I'm also suspecting the political establishment is being run by some goon somewhere, some dada somewhere. And Bombay has been taken out by mob. And we need to be very, very careful when the financial capital has been taken under control of.
Which is why the argument for police reforms has been made for time immemorial in India, but nobody seems to be able to do that. The polity of the country doesn't seem to be able to come together. But there's also an establishment that resists changes, and that is also what is happening. I want to give the final word to KK Sinha as well. KK Sinha.
Shivani, thus far I can see only two. One is judiciary and the second is the common man of India. It's just they are raising the voice. I'm asking the question, where is our people? We just can't be sitting and making comments. Where is center? Where is the political bosses? Where are the people for the fraternity, homeland security people? Where are the fraternity of the police? Who is doing this in Maharashtra? Is it the same thing what's happening with the Purohit is happening with Arnav Goswami in particular and Republic in general? Where is? I can't see anyone. It is, only the people who are making the noise. But I can't replying. But inside Homeland Security issue, you are asking police reform? This is a joke. Even it has become worse than the days of the Britishers. This police force of Maharashtra has proven them.
Right.
It has proven them during the Lieutenant Colonel Purohit time 15 years.
We look for accountability in all of these cases, and of course the matter is now being dealt by the courts. Everybody is looking at the courts as far as justice in these cases are concerned. I thank all of you for joining us. We continue our coverage in just a bit. Thanks a lot for speaking.